Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like, so you don't miss our next mind-bending episodes about the wildest what-if scenarios in the universe. Alright, let's dig into today's question, literally. What if you dug a hole all the way through the Earth? Imagine this, you grab a superpowered drill and start digging straight down from your backyard. The goal? To go through the entire planet and come out on the other side. Sounds crazy, right? But let's see what would actually happen step by step. First, things would seem easy. You'd dig through a few meters of soil, maybe hit some rocks, then sand, clay, and water. But soon, the temperature would start to rise. About 15 meters down, you'd already feel the heat. Go a bit deeper, and you'd enter layers where the temperature increases about 25 degrees Celsius every kilometer. That's hotter than a desert sun. After several kilometers, your metal drill would glow red. By the time you reached 10 kilometers, you'd be deeper than any mine ever built, and the pressure would be so huge that air itself would feel heavy like stone. The deepest humans have ever dug, the Kola super deep borehole in Russia, only reached about 12.2 kilometers, and even there, scientists found rock that behaved almost like plastic under pressure. But let's pretend you have some impossible technology, something that can survive the heat, pressure, and molten rock. You keep going. Eventually, you reach the mantle, a massive layer of semi-molten rock that makes up most of the planet's volume. Here, temperatures rise to around 3,000 degrees Celsius, and the pressure is millions of times greater than at the surface. If your tunnel somehow stays open, the glowing, liquid-like rock would flow around you like waves of fire. And this is still nowhere near the core. The outer core is next, a sea of molten iron and nickel that creates Earth's magnetic field. The deeper you go, the more surreal it becomes. Glowing rivers of metal swirling thousands of kilometers beneath our feet. And at the very center, the inner core, a ball of solid iron about the size of the moon, hotter than the surface of the sun. If you could somehow survive all that and break through the center, you'd start to fall. But what happens next might surprise you. Alright, so let's say you've done it. Your impossible tunnel goes straight through the entire planet, from one side to the other. Now comes the big question, what if you jumped in? At first, gravity would pull you down and you'd start falling faster and faster. After just 30 seconds, you'd already be moving at around 200 kilometers per hour, faster than a skydiver. But here's the thing, there's no air resistance at first, because your tunnel is a perfect vacuum. As you keep falling, gravity keeps accelerating you. At about 10 minutes in, you'd reach an unbelievable speed, over 28,000 kilometers per hour, nearly the same speed as a space shuttle orbiting Earth. You'd be weightless, flying through the planet's core like a human bullet. But gravity doesn't just pull one way. Once you pass the center, it starts pulling you back toward it. So as you rise toward the other side, you begin to slow down. If there's no air resistance, you'd actually pop out exactly on the opposite side of the world. Pause for a moment in midair, and then start falling back again, forever swinging back and forth like a giant pendulum through the Earth. However, in real life, air resistance would change everything. The air inside your tunnel would be compressed by gravity, becoming denser and denser near the core. That means you'd face extreme drag. Within just a few minutes, all that friction would slow you down a lot. Instead of reaching the other side, you'd eventually stop somewhere near the Earth's center, floating helplessly in total darkness, surrounded by unimaginable pressure and heat. Scientists have even calculated it. Without air, the trip from one side of the Earth to the other would take about 42 minutes. With air resistance, though, you'd never make it. You'd end up stuck deep inside the planet, crushed by the heat and unable to move. Still, it's fascinating to imagine. A straight tunnel through the Earth, connecting 2 points on opposite sides of the globe. It would be the ultimate shortcut, reducing thousands of kilometers of travel to less than an hour. If we ever built such a tunnel with magnetic levitation technology, we could theoretically shoot capsules through it, a futuristic transport system unlike anything we've ever seen. But of course, that's all just science fiction. For now. Now, imagine you somehow survive the fall, the heat, and the pressure, and you're about to reach the other side. You started digging in, let's say, somewhere in Argentina, and now you're flying upward, emerging in the middle of the Indian Ocean. You'd burst through the surface for just a second, surrounded by water, sunlight blinding your eyes, before gravity pulls you right back in again. Back and forth you'd go, like the world's longest roller coaster, rising and falling endlessly through the planet. But soon, the motion would slow down as air resistance and friction steal your speed. Eventually, you'd stop near the core, floating in complete silence. Even though it sounds wild, this scenario helps scientists understand gravity, density, and energy transfer inside the Earth. It's a mind-bending experiment that shows how perfectly balanced our planet really is, and how small we are compared to its immense power. But could we ever really build a tunnel through the Earth? Realistically, no. The core's temperature reaches over 5,000 degrees Celsius, 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt iron instantly. The pressure is millions of times stronger than what we feel on the surface. Any drill, machine, or even the toughest material we know would be crushed long before reaching halfway down. Still, thinking about it makes us realize how incredible Earth truly is, and how much we still don't know about what lies beneath our feet. So, what do you think? Would you jump into a tunnel through the Earth if it existed? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the impossible, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss the next adventure into science and imagination. See you next time, and remember, curiosity keeps the world spinning. Let's imagine this whole thing not just as a theory, but as a visual journey. It begins with an enormous machine in the middle of a vast desert. Its drills the size of skyscrapers, roaring as they pierce deep into the earth. Dust clouds rise, metal glows red from friction, and the world watches in awe. Scientists from every continent monitor the project, calling it Project Corelink. The deeper the hole gets, the stranger everything becomes. Layers of ancient rock tell silent stories, fossils, lost minerals, even traces of unknown elements that react to heat in glowing blue colors. The air becomes dense and heavy. Instruments start failing. Communication cuts out. At 50 kilometers deep, the tunnel's walls shimmer with molten iron veins. The temperature is so high that protective drones melt within seconds. Further down, gravity feels different. The deeper they go, the more the rules of physics start to bend. Halfway through the journey, one camera drone captures something mind-blowing. The liquid outer core, swirling like a vast golden storm. It moves slowly, like honey made of fire, producing magnetic waves strong enough to knock out satellites above Earth. Then suddenly silence. The camera shakes, then cuts off. For years, no signal, until one day, a faint transmission returns. It's not video, not sound, but vibrations. A rhythmic pulse, echoing up the tunnel, like a heartbeat from the center of the planet. Scientists can't explain it. Some think it's just seismic energy. Others believe we might have awakened something, or simply listened to the living rhythm of our planet for the first time. The project halts. The entrance is sealed. Yet deep below, that heartbeat continues. Slow, constant, eternal. And maybe, just maybe, one day someone will open the tunnel again to find out what truly lies beyond the core. Thank you for watching, explorers of the impossible. If you like this journey to the center of the earth, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure through science and imagination. Until next time, stay curious and keep digging for the truth.